Without a shadow of a doubt, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe transcended its status as a mere show, becoming an iconic symbol of the 1980s and reshaping the landscape of children's entertainment for decades to come. It shattered the conventional belief that animated series could only thrive on weekends, capturing the hearts of young viewers as a weekday sensation. Originally conceived as a means to launch a successful toy line, Mattel unwittingly laid the foundation for He-Man's astonishing rise to fame, ultimately birthing a colossal cultural phenomenon. The show skillfully intertwined positive social messages with its action-packed drama, with the heroic figure of He-Man at its center, swiftly attaining legendary status. This franchise, born from the modest goal of providing a compelling backstory to a toy line, went on to firmly embed itself in pop culture. It spawned 3 additional animated series, a cinematic release, and a wealth of comic books, all of which continue to wield significant influence in contemporary times. Even a Netflix remake has demonstrated that even after 3 decades, He-Man's enduring appeal remains undiminished. But it wasn't just He-Man who contributed to the deep-seated history that Masters of the Universe has left with us. His lineage boasts a rich family tree, featuring an array of heroic characters like Fisto, She-Ra, Dare, and many more. Each of these individuals possesses unique abilities and strengths, collaborating to safeguard their world against the forces of evil alongside the most powerful man in the universe. In this video, we will embark on a deep dive to intricately explore each of the significant members within He-Man's family tree. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. King Grayskull, ancestor. 5 centuries before He-Man's era, King Devon Grayskull undertook the task of teaching his sons, Diare and Ro, the art of swordsmanship. Tragedy struck when the Snake Men, along with their newfound ally, the Orlex of Primeria, launched an assault on the Hall of Wisdom. In a swift and unexpected turn, the Orlex ensnared young Diare with one of its tentacles, plunging the boy into a deep slumber. Unfortunately, King Grayskull found himself powerless against this enigmatic creature, as it existed simultaneously in 2 dimensions. However, when the elders revealed that it could only be defeated by inflicting harm in both dimensions at once, King Grayskull embarked on a quest to forge a new weapon. He harnessed a dark ore from the realm of Subternia, graciously provided by Scareglow, and enlisted the aid of Trollan Makesmiths. By merging this newfound sword with his Preternian weapon, he created the Sword of Power, a legendary weapon destined to be wielded by him and future champions of Eternia. Despite his victory over the Orlex, young Diare remained in his slumber, untouched by poison, but bound by a potent psychic connection forged by the Orlex's touch. Queen Veena speculated that the Orlex may have sought communication rather than harm. In a subsequent Orlex attack, a heroic traveler from the future intervened, severing another tentacle. He identified the creature as the Orlex and advised King Grayskull to conceal the Hall of Wisdom's location. He encouraged young Ro to persist in his training. The traveler then departed, taking the severed limb with him, returning to his own time. This is when the Council of Elders employed a spell to transform their Hall of Wisdom into Castle Grayskull, with an ominous facade featuring a helmeted skull. Grayskull later passed the Sword of Power to his son Ro, who became known as He-Ro. For his lifetime of heroism, King Grayskull found his place in Preternia, Eternia's heavenly realm, alongside other heroic figures, many of whom had wielded the Sword of Power after him. Grayskull's legacy continued as he joined the Wild Hunt, riding a Bionatops and claiming first prize by capturing a purple panther. In a later visit to Preternia, mortals led by Teela sought to reforge the split Sword of Power. Grayskull promised to guide Teela to a portal leading back to the world of the living, When questioned why he had never used it himself, he revealed that true life awaited him in the afterlife, and he had no desire to leave. Adam, however, chose to return to the living world with Tila. In a dark turn, evil Lyn acquired the Sword of Power, becoming God Lyn, and obliterated Preternia, causing the demise of all heroes, including King Grayskull, reducing them to atoms. Overall, as the inaugural wielder of the Power Sword, King Grayskull stands as the pioneering figure who laid the foundation for the valiant warrior tradition, to which He-Man proudly belongs. His character embodies power, nobility, and an unwavering commitment to combating evil while safeguarding his people from harm's way. Interestingly, the inception of King Grayskull's character design originated in an earlier incarnation intended for the 2002 He-Man action figure, although it went unused at the time. However, this concept found new life in the animated series produced by Mike Young Productions, ultimately forming the basis for the character of King Grayskull. The show's creators were so impressed by the design that they dedicated an entire episode to King Grayskull, cementing his status as a vital figure within the expansive tapestry of the Masters of the Universe mythology. The profound connection between King Grayskull and He-Man constitutes a fundamental aspect of the character's backstory. It provides a crucial explanation for why He-Man possesses such remarkable power and unwavering heroism. By descending from his noble and formidable forebear, He-Man draws upon a formidable legacy, thereby ascending to even greater heights of heroism. Furthermore, this familial tie between King Grayskull and He-Man serves to intricately weave together the diverse elements of the Masters of the Universe mythology, ultimately crafting a unified and cohesive universe. In sum, King Grayskull occupies a pivotal role as He-Man's ancestor and an integral figure within the Masters of the Universe mythos. His lineage elucidates the origins of the hero's strength and valor, while concurrently binding together the diverse components that comprise this cherished franchise. Queen Veena. Veena, the esteemed wife of King Grayskull and presumably the queen of their realm, remains a mysterious and enigmatic figure in the annals of history. Though scant details are available about her, it's evident that she played a significant role in the events surrounding the banishment of the Horde, holding a prominent position within Eternia's planetary government. Similar to the later-known sorceress to He-Man and his comrades, Veena possessed the remarkable ability to transform into a falcon. It was in this avian form that she first gleaned knowledge of Hordak's ominous conquest plans. Swiftly, she returned to King Grayskull's inner circle to sound the alarm. In her unwavering commitment to protect her beloved, Veena set in motion a quest that would provide King Grayskull with the means to confront and ultimately defeat Eternia's newfound threat. Tragically, as she anticipated, it would also mark the beginning of his downfall. When reclaiming the Sword of Power, King Grayskull made a valiant last stand at the gates of his citadel, which concluded in a fierce battle that left him mortally wounded, even though he succeeded in exiling the Horde to Despondos. As he lay on the barren ground, teetering on the precipice of death, Veena rushed to his side, cradling him in her arms, as King Grayskull took his final breath. With a final kiss from Veena, his body dissolved in a radiant white glow, his powers, perhaps his very essence, merging with the mighty Sword of Power. To honor her husband's legacy, Veena crafted an ornate wooden box to safeguard his blade. She and the Council of Elders pledged to protect it until a worthy hero emerged to rightfully claim it. While it can be reasonably inferred that she is an ancestor of Prince Adam, the identities of any potential children she shared with King Grayskull remain undisclosed. Likewise, any potential connections she may have had with the subsequent guardians of Castle Grayskull remain elusive. It is probable that her immediate successor as a sorceress of Castle Grayskull was Kodak Ungol, with Veena's enduring legacy carried forward by Tila, Ungol's own successor.
Besides King Miro.
Who else but King Miro?
King Miro, grandfather. King Miro, a revered sovereign of Eternia, holds a cherished place in the realm's history as the father of King Randor and the paternal grandfather of Prince Adam and Princess Adora. In the lore of the Masters of the Universe Classics toy line, Miro is portrayed as a ruler of the esteemed House of Miro, with both Keldor and Randor counted among his sons. Therefore, within this same continuity, Miro is also recognized as the father of Skeletor, adding a complex layer to the He-Man family dynamics. However, in the animated series by Filmation, King Miro originally governed Eternia as its benevolent monarch until a mysterious disappearance altered the course of events. This sudden absence led to his son Randor assuming the throne and becoming the new ruler. Decades later, when Miro was located and rescued, he chose not to immediately resume his royal duties. Instead, he expressed a desire to immerse himself in the changes and developments that had transpired during his absence, effectively opting for a period of exploration and understanding. While Randor fulfills his role as the reigning monarch and head of state, his father, King Miro, continues to be accorded the regal title and is affectionately acknowledged as a father king, underscoring his enduring presence and importance in Eternia's history and familial lineage. Queen Amelia. Queen Amelia's role in the history of Eternia is marked by both tragedy and familial strife. She's recognized as the mother of King Randor and also the adoptive mother of Skeletor, whose actions would ultimately lead to her untimely demise. Regrettably, Queen Amelia met her tragic end at the hands of her stepson Skeletor in a fateful turn of events. Unknown to Skeletor, he had become a vessel for the malevolent spirit of Hordak, a dark force conjured by Count Marzo. After his possession, he was led to commit the grievous act of killing Queen Amelia, a terrible loss that would have profound consequences for the kingdom of Eternia. Queen Amelia's death deeply affected King Randor, her son, leading him to make the difficult decision to exile his possessed half-brother. Now, Randor and Skeletor were both unaware of the possession or the reality of the situation. This exile stemmed from a belief that Randor's half-brother was responsible for the queen's murder. Skeletor, feeling unjustly accused and driven by a desire to reclaim what he believed was rightfully his, harbored a burning vendetta. This vendetta ultimately culminated in Skeletor's transformation into the malevolent being known as Skeletor, setting the stage for ongoing conflict and upheaval in Eternia. In this complex and tragic tale, Queen Amelia's death serves as a pivotal moment in the origin story of Skeletor and the enduring struggle for power and control in the world of Masters of the Universe.
Good people of Eternos, follow your king and queen to safety!
King Randor, father. King Randor is a prominent figure within the 1980s Masters of the Universe franchise, whose character has evolved over time. Originally, he was referred to as King Miro in early material, but in the Filmation cartoon series, this was explained as the name of King Randor's long-lost father. Randor's appearance also underwent changes as he started as an older man with gray hair and a wizened face in the mini-comics, but later gradually his face aligned more with his youthful appearance in the Filmation series. In the pre-crisis stories penned by Paul Kupperberg for DC Comics, Randor and Queen Marlena were depicted as an older couple to maintain a consistent portrayal with the second wave of mini-comics. These stories also introduced Marlena's Earth heritage. Now, in the Filmation series, King Randor is portrayed as the benevolent ruler of Eternia and the father of the series hero He-Man, Prince Adam, and later Princess Adora, She-Ra. Unaware of his dual identity, he is often frustrated by Adam's perceived laziness and reluctance to take on responsibilities. Nevertheless, Randor takes pride in his kind-hearted and honest son. Occasionally, he attempts to impart life lessons to Adam, recognizing his future role as king. While King Randor regularly appears in the original series, even if he is not typically directly involved in action sequences, however, an episode titled Prince Adam No More delves into his loving relationship with his son and showcases his combat skills against Skeletor's robots. In the New Adventures of He-Man series, King Randor makes an appearance alongside Queen Marlena and expresses pride in Adam's mission as He-Man in the future. Apart from that, in the 2002 Mike Young Productions remake, King Randor is portrayed as Captain Randor in his youth, a courageous warrior who later becomes King of Eternia. He's closely linked to Skeletor's origin story, having engaged in a deadly duel with Skeletor during a conflict known as the Great Unrest, which ultimately led to Skeletor's transformation into Skeletor. In this continuity, Skeletor Skeletor and Randor are half-brothers. Before his fight with Keldor, the Council of Elders offers to make Randor the future ruler of Eternia, a role he initially protests due to his soldier background. After defeating Keldor and his forces, Randor discovers the means to create a powerful hero. Many years later, he becomes king and raises a son, Adam, who fulfills the prophecy as He-Man. Additionally, King Randor establishes an Eternian council consisting of various leaders from different regions, fostering unity and cooperation among Eternia's diverse groups. King Randor's character has evolved across different adaptations, but his role as a noble and loving father and a key figure in Eternia's familial history remains a consistent element of his character. Queen Marlena, the Mother. Queen Marlena is popularly known as the wife of King Randor, the ruler of Eternia. While her authority in the kingdom is comparable to her husband's, King Randor holds the ultimate power as the absolute monarch and final arbiter of Eternian law. Marlena, originally Marlena Glenn from Earth, embarked on a remarkable journey that led her to Eternia. A talented pilot from her teenage years, she later pursued a career in astronautics and joined NASA. During one of her space missions, her spacecraft was unexpectedly diverted to Eternia, where she became stranded. Here, Marlena's life on Eternia intertwined with King Randor's, and the two eventually fell in love. As a result, she chose to remain on Eternia as Randor's wife and queen consort. Following her arrival on Eternia, Marlena gave birth to twins, Prince Adam and Princess Adora, who would go on to fulfill their destinies as He-Man and She-Ra, respectively. It is a closely guarded secret that He-Man and She-Ra are her children, even from King Randor, although there are hints that Marlena may be aware of Adam's dual identity. The role of the Eternian royals, including King Randor and Queen Marlena, evolved over time. Initially depicted as an elderly couple in early stories, they played minor roles. However, with the introduction of Prince Adam in DC Comics, both characters took on more significant roles, with King Randor expressing disappointment in his son's behavior, while Queen Marlena consistently supported Adam. However, in the Filmation animated series, Queen Marlena's role was limited, often seen sitting beside King Randor in the throne room as a mere showpiece character. Her Earth-based origins were occasionally referenced in dialogue to justify certain references. Marlena's backstory as an Earth astronaut was further developed in the Masters of the Universe Bible for the animated series. It explained that she commanded a shuttle mission from Earth that ended up on Eternia. Her crew, including Biff Baseman, Evelyn Powers, and T.E. Scope, was inadvertently transported to Infinita, Skeletor's homeworld, becoming his minions. This concept, although introduced, was largely unused. In Teela's Quest and the Rainbow Warrior, the animated series explored Marlena's past and her relationship with Randor, shedding light on her journey and her connection to He-Man. In Visitors from Earth, another Earth spaceship arrives on Eternia, and the crew recognizes Marlena. She's offered the chance to return with them but decides to remain with her family. The development of the She-Ra, Princess of Power series further revealed that Adam had a twin sister, Adora, who was kidnapped as a baby by Hordak. The sorceress erased all memory of her existence from the Eternian people, except for Marlena, Randor, and Man-at-Arms. While most Masters of the Universe stories take place in a contemporary setting, Marlena's Earth-based backstory raises questions about the time period from which she originated. Her references to Earth do not definitively establish her era, leaving room for speculation about whether she hails from the future or a particular point in Earth's history. In the New Adventures of He-Man, Marlena appears in the first episode, expressing pride in her son Adam's mission as he transforms into He-Man. In the 2002 animated series, Marlena's role is somewhat reduced, but her character remains consistent. Notably, her Earth astronaut background is not mentioned in this continuity. Here, she demonstrates diplomatic and combat abilities, wearing battle armor and defending against the Snake Men in one episode. Overall, she has a pretty good grip on her moniker within He-Man's family lineage. Skeletor, Uncle. As a primary antagonist in the Masters of the Universe franchise, Skeletor is driven by an insatiable thirst for power, relentlessly pursuing the secrets hidden within Castle Grayskull, which makes him the most dangerous threat to Eternia, setting the stage for his ongoing conflict with the mighty He-Man. Skeletor's origins were initially shrouded in mystery, casting him as an evil interdimensional demon, his past overshadowed by malevolent ambitions. However, the introduction of Hordak as Skeletor's former mentor briefly offered a glimpse into his history. Towards the end of the original Masters of the Universe storyline, there were subtle hints that Skeletor might have once been Keldor, King Randor's half-brother, which would make him He-Man's uncle. This backstory development undoubtedly played a significant role in the 2002 franchise relaunch, but in the early mini-comics, Skeletor was one of the few characters who made the transition to the new adventures of He-Man brand. In this series, He-Man traveled to the distant future to aid the Galactic Guardians in protecting humanity from the evil mutants. Skeletor pursued his arch-nemesis to the future, aligning himself with the mutants in his relentless quest to eliminate He-Man. According to this storyline, Skeletor was originally from another dimension and sought to open a portal to his home world, intending to conquer Eternia alongside his kind. Eventually, his focus shifted to capturing the power of Castle Grayskull for himself. In later mini-comics, Skeletor's origin story deviated from the original interdimensional concept and drew inspiration from the animated series. Here, he was hinted to be the long-lost brother of King Randor, Keldor, who disappeared years ago in another dimension. Skeletor was determined to keep the truth about Keldor a secret, as it posed a threat to him. Additionally, Skeletor had to contend with the return of his former mentor Hordak, forging an uneasy alliance with King Hiss. To clarify the family connection, Skeletor, originally Keldor, is indeed related to He-Man. Keldor, He-Man's biological uncle, is the brother of King Randor, He-Man's father. Keldor's transformation to Skeletor and his descent into darkness added a complex layer to the rivalry between Skeletor and He-Man, as they became estranged family members on opposing sides of the battle for Eternia's fate.
I have the power!
Prince Adam, aka He-Man. Prince Adam, the unassuming heir to Eternia's throne, plays a pivotal role in the Masters of the Universe franchise. To those in the Eternian court, including his father King Randor and Teela, captain of the Royal Guard, Adam appears carefree and timid. However, behind this facade conceals his most vital secret, as his alter ego is the heroic He-Man, the universe's mightiest defender. As the heir to Eternia's leadership, Adam's position is significant. He hails from a lineage that traces back to the legendary King Grayskull, establishing his noble heritage. As discussed before, his parents are King Randor and Queen Marlena, solidifying his status as a prince of Eternia. Additionally, he has a twin sister, Princess Adora, who takes on the role of She-Ra in the spin-off series. He-Man's familial connections extend beyond his immediate family, tying him to influential ancestors and relatives. He's a descendant of two formidable warriors, He-Ro and King Grayskull, both renowned for their heroic exploits. Furthermore, he's also the grandson of King Miro, a beloved ruler who preceded King Randor. On the opposing side, He-Man shares a familial link with Skeletor, his arch-nemesis. In some storylines, Skeletor is unveiled as Keldor, He-Man's uncle, whose pursuit of power led him down a dark path. In the broader Masters of the Universe or Princess of Power continuity, He-Man's romantic partner and eventual spouse remains Teela, his childhood companion and ally in the battle against evil. Together, they have a son named Dare, who assumes the mantle of the new hero after his father's retirement. In general, as the most important character of the Masters of the Universe, Prince Adam is depicted as a cheerful and carefree heir to Eternia's throne. He possesses a robust human physique and favors clothing in shades of pink and purple. His deep-seated passion for freedom and unwavering love for adventure define his character. Throughout Eternia, he's known for his free-spirited nature, and he places great importance on his friends and loved ones. Even when Adam experienced amnesia due to Skeletor erasing his memory while in his He-Man persona and being transported to a different dimension, his bonds with close friends like Cringer, Sorceress, and Orko remained intact. He recognized similarities to his friends in new acquaintances, such as Gleedle resembling the Sorceress and a picture reminding him of Cringer. This unwavering trust even extended to Orko when he came to Adam's aid. In the new adventures of He-Man, Adam adopts a much more easygoing persona, resembling his alter ego He-Man in behavior, as he seems less concerned about people connecting his actions to He-Man. This could suggest that Adam considers himself the true persona, or simply believes that their dissimilar appearances make it unlikely for people on Primus to suspect they are the same person. Additionally, in the 2002 series, the original happy-go-lucky Prince image is reinstated. Initially depicted as a somewhat spoiled prince, he maintains respect for others and enjoys a close friendship with Teela. Despite his carefree attitude and the belief that threats like the Horde are ancient history, he takes his training with Teela seriously. When faced with the reality of danger and the safety of his father, King Randor, being jeopardized, Adam assumes the mantle of He-Man, a transformation that matures him. Although He-Man retains some of Adam's youthful naivety and continues to act as a light-hearted fun lover to avoid suspicion, he also exhibits Adam's sense of humor. Early in the series, it is evident that Adam resents having to maintain a weaker persona as himself, feeling it strains his relationships with King Randor and lifelong friend Teela. However, he ultimately accepts the necessity of the facade for their safety. In summary, He-Man's connections bind him to King Randor, Queen Marlena, Hero, Princess Adora or She-Ra, King Miro, King Grayskull, Skeletor or Keldor, Dare, and Teela. These relationships and the hidden identities they encompass are fundamental to the captivating narratives and character development within the Masters of the Universe. She-Ra, twin sister. She-Ra takes center stage in the Princess of Power brand, assuming the heroic identity of Princess Adora and sharing a unique bond as a twin sister of He-Man, also known as Prince Adam. Her prominence lies in the animated series bearing her name, which was an effort to create a Masters of the Universe spin-off that would resonate with young girls. He-Man and She-Ra are indeed twin siblings with a unique and intertwined backstory. They share the same biological parents, King Randor and Queen Marlena. The initial storyline introduced She-Ra as Force Captain Adora, who served the evil Horde and ruled over Etheria under their influence. However, a pivotal revelation later unveiled the truth about Adora's past. Adora's early life involved being abducted from her family as a baby and subjected to brainwashing by the Horde, obscuring her true identity. It was through the heroic efforts of He-Man that Adora was ultimately rescued from the clutches of the Horde, and her real heritage as Princess Adora was uncovered. Under the guidance of the sorceress, Princess Adora underwent intensive training to harness her incredible powers, culminating in her transformation into She-Ra, the Princess of Power. Much like He-Man, She-Ra possesses extraordinary strength and abilities, amplified by her magical sword, which has the remarkable capability to transform into various forms. Introduced in the animated movie The Secret of the Sword, She-Ra starts as Force Captain Adora, an operative of the evil Horde governing Etheria. A remarkable twist of fate reveals her true lineage as a long-lost twin sister of Prince Adam from Eternia, abducted as an infant by Hordak, the primary commander of Etheria. Accompanied by the Sword of Protection, a counterpart to He-Man's Sword of Power, she undergoes a transformation, becoming She-Ra, and joins the Great Rebellion, determined to liberate Etheria from the clutches of the Horde. Only a select few are privy to the secret that Adora and She-Ra are one and the same, including her twin brother Prince Adam or He-Man, the Sorceress, Cringer aka Battle Cat, Man-at-Arms, Spirit or Swift Wind, Orko, Light Hope, Cowl, Madame Raz, and Luki. She-Ra distinguishes herself from Adora with her striking waist-length blonde hair, adorned with a winged crown-like headdress. Her attire features a short white dress embellished with metal designs, complemented by a red cape and extended golden bracers covering her forearms. She wields a sword with a crystal-encrusted hilt, which materializes in a scabbard on her back as needed. Although her appearance differs slightly, her blue eyes and red lips naturally mirror those of Adora. In alignment with He-Man, She-Ra embodies unwavering determination, a commitment to doing what is right, and an innate ability to inspire others to follow suit. She possesses a warm-hearted, noble demeanor and frequently showcases a sharp sense of humor, even amidst her battles against frightening foes. The subtle differences between She-Ra and He-Man can be attributed to Adora's time as a Force captain for the Horde. She-Ra's approach to challenges often emphasizes strategy, making her a more tactically minded hero than He-Man. In the episode Huntara, for instance, She-Ra cleverly navigates a series of traps set by the titular character before ultimately prevailing in a direct confrontation. Much like He-Man, She-Ra embodies unwavering loyalty and compassion. Her act of aiding an injured bird, mending its wounded wing despite her friend's objections, underscores her capacity for empathy and thoughtful consideration. Together, He-Man and She-Ra became an invulnerable duo, united in their mission to combat the forces of evil and protect their respective kingdoms from the threats that loomed over them. As twin siblings, their shared lineage and unwavering dedication to the cause of justice made them powerful allies in the battle against darkness. Marvelous verdict. In conclusion, the family lineage of He-Man within the Masters of the Universe is a comprehensively rich tapestry of relationships that adds depth and complexity to the beloved character. We have clearly understood that He-Man comes from a long line of extremely brave and powerful rulers who would do anything to save Eternia. He-Man's complex relationship with Skeletor, particularly the revelation that they are cousins in some storylines, adds a compelling layer to the Masters of the Universe narrative. This twist of familial ties between hero and villain deepens the emotional stakes of their ongoing battle and offers fans a more intricate understanding of their characters. The idea that jealousy and bitterness could drive a family member to turn to evil, seeking power at any cost, creates a tragic dimension to Skeletor's character. It highlights the theme that personal choices and ambitions can have far-reaching consequences even within a fantastical world like Eternia. This revelation underscores the enduring appeal of He-Man's story, demonstrating that beneath the epic battles and magical realms, human emotions, family dynamics, and personal struggles are relatable themes that resonate with audiences. It's a testament to the enduring popularity and timeless storytelling of the Masters of the Universe franchise. In addition to these familial ties, He-Man's character is enriched by his relationships with other significant figures, including Teela, his romantic partner and ally, and their son Dare, who continues the legacy as the new hero. This intricate web of family connections and alliances adds depth to He-Man's character and the Masters of the Universe lore, enhancing the storytelling and making He-Man a truly iconic hero in the world of entertainment. As we reach the end of this discussion, we would love to hear your thoughts about He-Man's expansive family lineage. Please share your opinions in the comment box below.